Brayden, what do you think about Gma helping you with your schoolwork? I hope you like it. So we're going to just kind of start at the beginning, and we're going to have fun each day, and we're going to have some short lessons, but I need you to make sure that you pay attention to what Gma tells you to do, okay? Because I'm letting your mom and your dad know everything that I'm telling you and everything that you should tell them. So make sure when they ask you, make sure you can answer their questions, okay? And Gma is going to see your schoolwork. And I might even give you some grades, so you better pay attention to what Gma's saying. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to start with our math lesson, and it's going to be a very short lesson, and it's probably things that you already know, and that's okay. So anyway, and this is all new to Gma. I have not been recording classes for very long on this, and so I might mess up a little bit sometimes, but that's okay because it doesn't matter to you, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is you should have this book. Or if you don't have the book, then you've got some copies that your mom has printed out for you. So you should have those in front of you. All right, so what we're going to do now is I am going to put something on the screen, and I want you to take a look at it. And while you're looking at that, I'm going to introduce you. These are some people that are a little boy and little girl that are going to help us with our math this year and get through with it, okay? So I'm going to put them on the screen, and I want you to pay attention to them, and I'm going to read you something, but you have to listen because it goes along with our lesson, okay? So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, so here's our friends that are going to help us this year in school. These are twin brother and sister. This is Charlotte, and this is Charlie. All right, so I'm going to read to you a little story that's going to help. It's got Charlie and Charlotte in it. It's going to kind of help us learn a little bit about them so that they can help us with our math this year. Now, I need you to pay attention. It had been a week since Charlie and Charlotte had arrived home from their grandparents' farm. They had experienced such a grand summer with Grandpa and Grandma, learning about so many animals, plants, and patterns in nature on the farm. Now that they were home, they were continuing to learn a lot. First off, Mom's round tummy was growing, and they could feel their baby sister kicking from within. Just last night, Charlie had counted 20 energetic kicks, and today at lunch, Charlotte had counted up to 50 vigorous kicks. Charlie and Charlotte simply could not wait to meet their new little sister. Grandma had explained to them about this wonderful pattern which God designed of babies growing securely inside a mother's body while their hearts and lungs grow stronger each day in a warm, safe environment until they were ready to be born. Knowing God cared so much for their baby sister meant everything to Charlie and Charlotte. Upon arriving home, Charlie and Charlotte also were excited to discover that Dad had added 2 new rooms onto their house to create more space for the growing family. The addition consisted of a nursery for the new baby and a schoolroom for Charlie and Charlotte filled with hundreds of exciting books and an abundance of art supplies. Charlie and Charlotte could not wait for the school year to begin. Mother had told them they were to start right after Labor Day, which is the first Monday in September. Looking at the new addition, Charlie and Charlotte could not help thinking about Grandpa's Place Value Village. He had shown them the hundreds house, the tens house, and the ones house. Bundling carrots and bundles of 10 with Grandpa and arranging flowers with Grandma in bunches of 10 had helped them understand numbers and place value up to 100. They simply could not wait to add onto their own Place Value Village houses this year. One more change the twins quickly noticed was that Father had constructed a sturdy-looking pen and shed for Ann and Andy's lambs from Grandma and Grandpa's farm. Nestled snugly in the corner of the yard, in the shape of a rectangle, just like Pokey's bed, Pokey was their pet box turtle. Ann and Andy seemed to already be enjoying themselves as they danced gleefully around in their new home. Every morning at 7:30, right before breakfast, Charlie and Charlotte fed them, and Ann and Andy jumped and skipped happily about. Although Charlie and Charlotte missed Grandpa and Grandma on the farm, they really were glad to be home. They were extremely excited for school to start, and they could not wait to discover more with Mom and Dad. So let's begin our adventure together by reviewing counting and place value using our place value village. All right, so we are going to go ahead and change screens, and we're going to talk about something, and we're going to work on some place value. Okay, so before we do our place value, I forgot one thing. Every single day when we do our math, we're going to do a calendar. And your mom should have printed this for you. You should have this somewhere with all your stuff. And I'm going to try to get you a new one every month when the month changes. And we're going to keep up with the day so that you can read a calendar pretty easily. And I have to keep this on it like this to remind me to check the calendar every day. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it on the screen on the board here so you can see it, and then you have it in front of you so that you can do what I tell you to do on it, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's your calendar that you should have. Now, the month that we're in right now, remember there's 12 months in a year. The month that we're in right now is the month of October. So you need to make sure, and I'm going to get my pen ready so I can write too. So you want to get your pen or pencil or a crayon or something, and you want to trace over this. I'm doing it in orange because orange is way cool for October because of the pumpkins. Pumpkins are orange. I've seen white pumpkins too. Have you ever seen white ones? I have. Yep, so trace over these. Trace over the name of the month. I'm almost done. What about you? Okay, I'm done. Now, I can't do it, but you can if you want to. If you want to color this up here, you can do that here in a little bit, okay? Now, the year that we're in is 2019. It's the year 2019. Some people call it 2019. But I call it 2019 because I just like to say that. Okay, so now I'm going to change back to the color black, and you might want to get your pencil, okay? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark where we are. Now, I'm not sure exactly what day you've begun your calendar, but October the 1st was on a Wednesday, okay? So today, right now when I'm doing this is the 8th. So we're going to go to the 8th, okay? So today is Wednesday, or not today, but Tuesday was the 1st, and then Wednesday was the 2nd, Thursday was the 3rd, Friday then was the 4th, Saturday was the 5th. Make sure you fill in your calendar. And then we go down here to Sunday. See, these don't have anything because these 2 days belonged in September. And then it changed over to October. So we don't put this in there because this belonged to the other month. Okay, so then this Sunday was the 6th, and then Monday was the 7th. Now, today when I'm recording this class, it's the 8th, but maybe you're doing it tomorrow. If that's the case, whatever day you're doing it, that's where you need to put it. Now, Wednesday will be the 9th. That's tomorrow. But you might not be doing it on the 9th. You might be doing it on the 10th. I don't know when you're doing it. But just fill it out to wherever you're doing it. You don't have to fill out the whole calendar. Just fill it out to the day that you're doing it. If you don't know what day it is, can you ask your mom or dad? Say, Mom, Dad, what day is today? And they might say, oh, it's Thursday. You say, no, I mean the date. What's the date? And then you need to find it. Make sure you start Tuesday the 1st. So make sure yours looks like this, and then you go as far as you can, okay? And we're going to try to remember to do this every single day if we can, okay? So today, right now, it's Tuesday, October the 8th, 2019, or 2019. That's what the date is, okay? Good deal. All right, so we're going to switch our screens over right quick. and I am going to help to show you something. All right, so remember how we were talking about when I was reading that to you about Charlie and Charlotte, and they were talking about the place, Grandpa's place value village? Well, we're not going to make one just simply because I don't have the stuff to do it. But I'm going to show you, let me change this up a little bit. I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. Makes it easier to use. Okay, there we go. I'm going to make a house. Are you watching? Okay, there's a house. I think I better make this a little thinner. What do you think? Here's the door. Boop, there's the doorknob. Okay, here's a window. Kind of a funny looking house. Okay, so let me do another one. There's another one. Okay, put our door. I'm going to put circle windows. Some houses have circle windows. And now I'm going to put another one. This one didn't have a very good builder, did he? He didn't build things very easily, very straight. Okay, here's our 3 houses. We're going to call this our place value village. Okay, now this is what I'm going to do. So you just watch, okay, and I'm going to show you what this is. Okay, we're going to call this small house the ones. I can't spell very well because I'm using my mouse. We're going to call this the ones house. Okay, this is going to be the tens house. And then this one, I'm just going to put an H because that stands for the hundreds house. So this is the ones house, the tens house, and the hundreds house. Okay, so in the ones house and the tens house and the hundreds house, there's only a certain amount of people or things that can stay there. In the ones house, you can only have up to 9. And if there gets to be more than 9, then you can move them over here. Okay, over here, only 9. Then if it gets to be more than 9, you got to move them over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to change colors here. And we're going to do, let's try the number. We're going to think about the number 20, just 20. There's the number 20. Okay, now if we look at this and we think about the place value, think, well, what does the 2 mean and what does the 0 mean? Well, we can divide it like this and say, well, here's the ones, and I'm going to put T for tens because it's too hard to write. And this is the, well, I'll spell it, I guess. Here's the tens. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, we have 0 ones, so that means that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then if we're going to put another one for 10, remember there only 9 can fit here, remember? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these, well, there's supposed to be 10, but we can't have 10, so we're going to take these over, these 10, we're going to move them over here, and it's going to be 1. Okay? And then, so this is 10, but remember we can't have 10 in one place, so that's why we're going to move it over here and say, okay, well that's one set of 10, because it can be a bigger set of 10, okay? And then over here, we're going to say, well, we have another 10, because remember there's 2 10s. So we're going to count to 10 again in the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10. We can't have 10 here. So we're going to take this 10 and we're going to move it over here for another big fat 10. Okay? I guess we can make these bigger dots. How about that? Maybe that'll be easier to tell. These little dots are just ones. These bigger dots are the tens. That means that all 10 of those little tiny dots fit right inside that big dot. And all 10 of these little tiny dots fit inside that little dot. Okay? So that means how many are living in the ones house? 0. Because remember they moved over. How many tens do you have? You have 2. So that means we have 20. And that's how we get 20. Does that make sense? Okay, let's see if we can erase this. I'm going to have to change my eraser to make it really big so I can get all this erased really well. Okay, we're going to try a couple of other numbers and just see how you do, okay? I want to see if you can beat me and tell me where it all goes, okay? All right, let me see if I can erase this without erasing all that other stuff. Well, maybe, maybe not. There we go. Okay, let me draw my little line back here for our village. Okay, let's do the number 16. Let's do the number 16. Okay, so remember this place right here is the ones. It's always the first one. So how many dots are we going to put in the ones? We're going to put 6. Can 6 fit here? It sure can. How many are we going to put in the tens? 1. Remember, it's a big one. And that's all we do. Now, nobody had to move. Everybody can fit in their house, right? Okay, well, let's change our number up and do another one. We're going to try a harder number. Let's try what number? I think we should try the number 32. How about that? Remember, this first number goes to the ones house. And how many are we going to put in the ones? Oh, 2 can fit easy in that house, right? And how many goes in the tens house? 3. You know, they're bigger because they're big sets of 10. 32. There we go. Good job. All right. So do you understand the place value and the place value village? All right. Well, you should have a page. Let me see if I can find it on here. You should have a page that looks like this right here. There we go. Okay. Well, can I move it down? There we go. You should have a page that looks like this right here. Okay? You might look at that and go, well, that's easy. Well, it is. It's called copy work. What I want you to do, this is your homework. I want you to take your pencil, make sure you hold your pencil the right way, okay? And I want you to draw the numbers, just copy the numbers right below as best you can in the very best writing that you can do, okay? And I'm going to see these numbers. Your mom is going to send them to me so I can see them. Now, after you finish writing all the numbers, I want you to go back and look at all the numbers you wrote. And I want you to put a little tiny smiley face right beside the best number that you made. Okay? You think you can do that? All right. That's all for today.